Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I am a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, yet another good news for you. Not one, two programs are launched, and these two are great programs to get PR. What are the details? What is the complete information? I'll be sharing entire thing with you. But before that, a very small request. If you are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips, tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Please press the bell icon so this video comes to you immediately when we upload. So without further delay, let's move on to a very important video which is about the two recently launched programs. These are two programs which came in. So two good news for you. And these two programs are called RCIP and FCIP. So these are pilot programs. These are not the permanent programs, and usually these pilot run for 5 years time. They have recently launched the program. Launch date was 31st January 2025. So we already started doing files on this. Both the programs we have started doing the files. This is a great way to get the PR. Now let's look at what the program is. So this first program let me talk about is RCIP. RCIP stands for Rural Community Immigration Pilot, RCIP. And if we see from the government website, you can see here it opens January 31st. It's a pilot, so it will close fast. That's simple word. It will close fast. You need to act fast. That's the word I can tell you. Now, when we say RCIP, there are the first important word is Rural Community Immigration Pilot. So, rural, community. The word community is very important. Rural is very important. Pilot is very important. Let us first look at the community word. The community, there are 14 communities. So, which are participant of this. 5 communities are from Ontario. Well, Ontario communities have not changed. They were more or less the same, which were earlier part of RNIP. So I have a video also on RNIP. This program was earlier there. It's closed now. It's called Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. So that communities in Ontario are more or less same. These communities are North Bay, Sudbury, Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie, Thunder Bay. Sometimes I see the consultants, not consultants actually, they are the agents, the so-called dummy agents, the so-called false agents. They can't even pronounce the names. So shameful. How can you send people to this place when you don't even know how to pronounce it? Your pronunciation is so bad about these names. It's Sault Ste. Marie. Now, these are the 3 communities in Manitoba. There are 3 communities which are there in BC, and there is 2 communities which are like this community in Nova Scotia, which is Pictou community. This is a new community which has been added. Nova Scotia, as you know, is also a part of the AIP program. So this is a new community which is being added on to that. And overall, there were 11 communities in RNIP. Now it has moved on to 14. So good to see additional communities which are there. These are the total communities which are participant of the RCIP. Now the word RCIP, what is RCIP? RCIP, as I said, it is an initiative. It is a way to attract skilled people to the rural and to the remote locations so that labor shortages can be addressed. That's the basic concept about the RCIP. So not just rural area, even remote areas. People don't like to go to remote areas. Everybody wants to go to Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, BC. These are the places. But these are actually not good for immigration. So here is what the options are. RCIP. Now, when we say RCIP, what is the eligibility criteria? The eligibility criteria, there are various criteria. The first and the most important is a job offer. You have to have a valid job offer from a designated, these are very keywords, designated employer, not just any employer. Designated employer which is in the community, the participating community, those 14 communities I just shown you. So in the community, you have to have a job offer. The job offer, you have to have an experience, 1 year of experience. Now 1 year of experience is 1560 hours, 1560 hours. And some of my friends, I have to tell you that how this is calculated. There are 52 weeks, 52 multiplied by 30, you get 1560. So this is in the past 3 years. Another thing, education. So you can have grade 12, although the requirement does vary in some of the communities, but more or less it is grade 12 and above. So of course, most of the students who came in here have done the grade 12 from back home. So plus you have, of course, you have done 2 years of diploma. So you very well qualify for that particular thing. And the language proficiency, that's unbelievable. CLB 4, which is the lowest you can go on to. The lowest level is CLB 4. I will tell you more details about this because there is a catch in this. And of course, you need settlement funds. If you are coming from outside, you definitely require settlement funds for you and your entire family. So not just you. With this process, if you are married, you can get your PR also to your family, to your wife, to your kids. You can get them the PR. So that's about the eligibility criteria. Language proficiency, let me tell you, because after my video, then people will say, no, this is not right. So let me tell you the language. For tier 0 and 1, which are the topmost tiers, the language proficiency is CLB 6. For tier 2 and 3, language proficiency is CLB 5. And for tier 4 and 5, if you are doing jobs in tier 4 and 5, maybe example material handler, forklift driver. So if you are doing that kind of job, kitchen helper, right? If you're doing that kind of job, CLB 4 is needed. That's all. So here, important part is the language requirement varies depending upon the tier in which you do the job. Okay, so now let's move on to another thing, which is job offer requirement. Since I told you that the job offer is the key component in this. So in case of job offer requirement, the job offer requirement, the job has to be from a designated, already told you that, designated employer. So not just suppose you are in X community. In that community, there are so many employers. Does every employer qualify for RCIP? No. Only designated employers qualify for RCIP. So employment terms. The employment has to be permanent, full-time, non-seasonal. These are the key words. And the job location. Now here I have to explain something to you. So job location. Suppose you are doing a job where you move out of the community. Maybe you do a traveling job. So the word important is at least 75% of your job has to be performed in the designated community. That's very important. If you are doing certain component of job for which you may have to travel outside the community, that's okay as long as it is 25%. So that's the job offer requirement. Now, another important thing is application process. Application process is 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3. One is you need to get a job offer. You need to secure a job offer from a designated employer. 2, very important, community recommendation. You need to receive a community recommendation from the local EDO. EDO stands for Economic Development Organizations. These are the small organizations which are there in every community. They need to endorse you. The purpose of this is that you need to show the ties. You just can't get the PR like that. You need to show the ties that I am attached to this community. I will be living in that community. You have to, that's the key point, the ties. You have to show the ties to that community. I will be living in this community, I'll be contributing to this community, and that's when you get community recommendation. Apply for final step is the third step, apply for PR, and go to IRCC, apply your PR. That's how three-step process is. That's about the RCIP. Now, Rural Community Immigration Pilot, and the second one is Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. Francophone Community Immigration Pilot, you can see, is more or less similar to RCIP. There is a key difference. This also got opened January 31st. So 2 days back, this also got opened January 31st. There is a key difference, and I will try to explain you that key difference. The 6 communities, this is first difference. There are 14 communities in there. Here, there are 6 communities. The 6 communities are 3 communities out of these 6 communities are in the Ontario, and the rest 3 are different locations. BC has one, Manitoba has one, and Acadian Peninsula has, which is in New Brunswick, has another community. So these are the 6 communities you can see. And this is one difference. There are more communities, there are less communities. So Sudbury, of course, comes into both RCIP and FCIP. Sudbury is in both. So the difference is, number one, communities. Number two, when we say FCIP, the purpose is also different. The purpose is that you need, what IRCC thinks is they want to increase the population of French speaking people outside Quebec. Outside Quebec. That's the important word. Because if it is inside Quebec, is a French province. So that's why outside Quebec, they want to increase the population of French speaking people. That's the purpose of FCIP. Now, the difference, eligibility criteria is more or less same except language. Except language, the criteria is more or less the same thing. Valid job offer, designated employer, work experience 1 year in the past 3 years, and education can be 12th or more, but minimum is 12th, and language proficiency is CLB 5. Here is the difference, CLB 5. There the minimum was CLB 4, but depends upon the tier in which you do the job. Here, irrespective whatever tier you are, irrespective whatever tier you are, it is CLB 5. So rest requirements are same. So remember, language requirement CLB 5 in all 4 abilities. That's the key. Irrespective of whichever tier you are working, whatever job you are doing, CLB 5 in French is required. So that's, and you can go ahead, get TEF or TCF. There are 2 tests available for French, TEF and TCF. You can choose either of them. So that's the language requirement. Otherwise, the requirements of job offer are identical. Again, the designated employer, employment terms, full-time, non-seasonal, and job at least 75% in that community. So they are more or less the same. Application process is the same, 1, 2, 3. 1 is secure a job offer from a designated employer. 2 is community recommendation. Again, you need to show the ties with that community. And the 3 is apply for your PR. So these are the 3-step process of getting a PR under either RCIP or FCIP. Program has already started. We have already started doing the files for this. So it's a pilot program. Don't ask me the quota. I don't know the quota. It's open. That's all I can tell you. And till the time it remains open, we'll keep applying. So you need to discuss your file, any kind of file, not just RCIP or FCIP, any kind of file, express entry, refusals, any type of your file you can discuss without any kind of hesitation with us. Refugee cases, whatever, you can discuss with us, and you can book an appointment, discuss one-on-one basis. Our office is located in Brampton. Address, email ID, phone number, everything is shared right here with you. Very important. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.